welcome back to my channel. Let's go.
Kocharethi, the Araya Woman. About the author. Narayan is an Indian author best known for his debut novel Kocharethi, 1998. Most of Narayan's novels deal with the lives of the tribal communities of Kerala. He belongs to the Malayarayar tribe and is considered Kerala's first tribal novelist. Narayan started his literary career by writing a few short stories, which were published in periodicals. With the publication of his debut novel Kocharethi in 1998, Narayan became Kerala's first tribal novelist. Kocharethi was given the Kerala Sahitya Akademi Award in the novel category for the year 1999. The novel's English translation by Catherine Thankama won the Economist Crossword Book Award in 2011. Critical analysis of Kocharethi, the Araya Woman. Kocharethi, the Araya Woman is a Malayalam novel by Narayan, often described as Kerala's first tribal novelist, that was published in 1998. The novel, through the lives of its protagonist Kunjapenu and her childhood love and later husband, Kocharaman, depicts the history, traditions and travails of the Malay Arayan tribal community in Kerala in the 20th century. While Narayan completed the manuscript of the novel in 1998, it was published only 10 years later by the DC Books. The novel was critically acclaimed and went on to win the Kerala Sahitya Akademi Award. The novel is based on the Malayarayar tribe in Kerala, their history and struggles in life, their myths, rituals, social customs and belief systems. The writer draws heavily from their oral traditions and evokes nature and spirit of the tribe imagined as present in the imagination of the tribe. Translated by Catherine Thankama and introduced by G. S. Jayashree, the novel has been published in 2011. The year the novel was published in Malayalam, it received 3 prestigious awards. As the story goes, Idiati the old man has a beautiful daughter called Kunjapenu. There is boy called Narayan who claims that Kunjapenu is his Marapenu or maternal uncle's daughter. Hence he should marry her. But Kunjapenu does not like her. Even her brother thinks that Narayanan is just a distant relative and she should not be given in marriage to him. On the other hand, Kocharaman, a handsome boy from another village, loves her and Kunkapenu also loves him. The novel is at one level about their love story and how they struggle and set up their family and led life in their hills and fields. Though the novel narrates story of an Araya family, it is about the entire community with its different aspects in a changing socio-economic and cultural context. From the story we understand that the novelist is depicting a society that has been undergoing transition with the advent of modernity. One of the examples is the decision to marry Kunjapenu to Kocharaman, breaking social customs. It is worth exploring Narayan's strategies of making the novel an expression of an insider. Before coming to these strategies, we can note that Narayan as an Adivasi writer is not happy with the representation of his people by many non-tribal writers in their writings. As pointed out by him below, this led him to write the novel. He states the following in the interview which is appended to the novel. One reason was the growing realization that creative writing was in the hands of the elite upper classes. The communities portrayed in those writings belong to these classes. The Adivasi, when represented, appeared as a monochromatic figure. Like the Rakshasan or Nishacharan of mythological stories. It was always a negative picture. He was depicted as apathetic, unable to react to injustice or worse, inhuman or subhuman, vicious. He existed for the sole purpose of being defeated and/or killed by the forces of virtue and goodness, represented by the upper castes. The tribal was the Asuran, the Kotalan demon. In Hindu mythology, the demons are variously called Rakshasan, Nishacharan, Asuran, and the connotative significance of being uncultured who had to be killed by a deity wielding a Shulam trident, or a Savarna upper caste, of divine parentage. There were a few of us who wanted to resist such biased representation. We wanted to tell the world that we have our own distinctive way of life, our own value system. The novel has been held in high esteem by many writers and critics like Ayyappa Panikkar and Mahasweta Devi. Mahasweta Devi regards it as a remarkable work. Catherine Thankama, who has translated it into English, calls it a landmark piece. The novel is written by a tribal writer about his community and its experiences. The community in question is called the Malayarayar community that lives in the western Ghats of Kerala state. Narayan has unique strategies to present to the world that the Adivasi have a distinct way of life which may not be experienced by a non-tribal writer. Narayanan's writing has been deeply influenced by his lived experience and memories. A writer coming from a non-tribal background will not have access to the rites and rituals and their conventions at the same time. The author and insider is able to describe them so authentically and comfortably. Narayan belongs to the Malayarayar community. The word Mala in Malayalam means hills, and Arayar might have been derived from the word Arachar meaning ruler. Perhaps this community had control over the hills once. In other words, they were the rulers of the hills. The novel deals with their life and experience in the changing socio-economic and cultural contexts. The perspectives of the tribals on land have been changing too. Earlier they had a different kind of relationship with land, whereas now, it is part of the process of change. The community has also been negotiating with modernity. Another aspect of the novel is that it tells us about the way identity is formed, Adivasi identity formation. Narayan makes a conscious attempt to show his community as a distinct community with distinct form of cultural practices. He elaborately narrates the rituals, myths and worldview of the people. The novel also deals with issues related to tribal women, sexuality, marriage, pregnancy, childbirth, and so on. Narayan also makes an attempt to reconstruct the past. Narayan's descriptions give a sense of precision and focus when we read the sequence, manner, and means involved in the rituals. For example, appearing in wet clothes for the ritual, praying the goddess of the harvest, then to the sun and the moon, are rituals known to a person who is part of the same culture. We find many such descriptions of rituals in the novel which prove Narayan's interior local knowledge. Apart from descriptions of rituals, the use of local idioms, particularly words typical to the people and proverbs, helps him to make his representation distinctly that of a local culture. There are about 57 such words. Words like Kangani, a tribal who holds a position of authority, Kalai, land where paddy is grown, Ejuku, a tree, are just a few examples. Narayan also brings in description of different types of belief systems practiced by the tribals. For instance, he points out that hearing the cry of a particular bird is an indication that the woman at home is going to have her period. As the novelist states, it was here that she had first met Kocharethi. She was about to remind him of it. Suddenly she heard the shrill, 30, re cry of the Dindari. We also find a number of proverbs. For instance, it's when the hunt grows intense that the dog want to piss. The rough meaning of this may be that when it is required to perform an important job, one is busy in a mundane thing. This is how he wants to make the novel distinct by drawing materials from his oral traditions. Apart from the rituals and belief systems, he also describes the tricks and trade of the tribal's livelihood, which are very distinct to their culture. For instance, when a girl asks Kocharethi how he used to catch fish and how it should be done, in answer, the author says, "Fish tumble onto the sieve in droves." It's wonderful. When I was young, we once went as a group, some 8 or 9 of us. We went to the northern stream, mixed nanju, and built a bund, filling the gaps with whatever rubbish available. Narayan's portrayal of his inner experience can also be seen as a strategy. The experience is unique as it is specific to the Arayars, as they have lived experience of ill treatment and oppression. The experience of ill treatment can be one such example. They are ill-treated by the Christian and Muslim traders. Chetty alias Papan Pilla's behavior is a case in point. He manhandles a tribal old man who will be elder than his father. They are also ill-treated by the police. The experience and awareness of the writer also inspire him to give a solution to his people. In the novel, the solution seems to be education. We see that Parvati gets education and gets a good position. In this sense, the novelist not only wants the tribals to revisit their past and link with the present, but also asks them to look into future. Coming back to the strategies of representation, one can notice a difference in representation of women in this particular novel. In contrast to Mohanty's description of tribal women as people of easy virtue and therefore succumbing easily, Narayan's women characters are strong and assertive. In this novel, Kunchapenu resists Narayanan's advances. The novel is a family saga spanning several generations, focusing on the indigenous Araya community. It delves into their traditions, the impact of modernization and social change on their lives, and their relationship with the land and the forest. Through the story of the protagonist, Mari, and her family, the novel explores themes of love, survival, and resistance against the backdrop of societal transformation and the encroachment of external influences on tribal lands and ways of life. Kocharethi, the Araya Woman, tells the story of Mari and her family, who belong to the Araya tribe, indigenous to the forests of Kerala, India. The novel provides a vivid account of their lives, deeply intertwined with the land and their traditions, yet increasingly influenced by the encroachment of modern society and its values. As the narrative unfolds, it covers several generations of Mary's family, detailing their customs, beliefs, and the challenges they face due to socio-economic changes and the loss of their ancestral lands. The book explores the impact of these changes on their community dynamics, individual identities, and survival strategies. The story highlights the struggle between preserving traditional ways of life and adapting to the new realities imposed by external forces. Through Mary's experiences, the novel addresses issues of love, loss, resilience, and the quest for justice, portraying a poignant struggle to maintain dignity and cultural integrity amidst adversity. Kocharethi is praised for its ethnographic detail and for providing a voice to a marginalized community through a narrative that combines folklore, myth, and the harsh realities of social change. The novel not only contributes to the diversity of Indian literature by highlighting the experiences and cultural heritage of the Malayarayar people but also raises important questions about identity, displacement, and the environmental impact of modernization. Kocharethi is not just a tale of a family but a powerful commentary on the broader themes of displacement, environmental conservation, and the clash between tradition and modernity.